أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا أقسم بهذا البلد وأنت حل بهذا البلد ووالد وما ولد. لقد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد. أيحسب أن لن يقدر عليه أحد. يقول أهلكت مالا لبدا. أيحسب أن لم يره أحد. ألم نجعل له عينين ولسانا وشفتين وهديناه النجدين فلاقتحم العقبة وما أدراك ما العقبة فك رقبة أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة يتيما ذا مقربة أو مسكينا ذا متربة ثم كان من الذين آمنوا وتواصوا بالصبر وتواصوا بالمرحمة أولئك أصحاب الميمنة والذين كفروا بآياتنا هم أصحاب المشأمة عليهم نار مؤصدة. صدق الله العظيم. صلوات. Please welcome Dr. Ansari to the podium by reciting a very loud Nada Salawat.
Should I wait, brother, a little bit more? Somebody else to come? Because I'm very little nashat, taswa. This is it. Yes. اللهم صل على محمد لمحمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد حبيب إله العالمين بالقاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وصحبه المنتجبين المبعوثين للبشرية. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله. صلى الله عليك يا ابن رسول الله. صلى الله عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك وأناخت برحلك. عليك منا سلام الله أبدا ما بقينا وبقي الليل والنهار. نسأل الله في الدنيا زيارتكم وفي الآخرة شفاعتكم. فيا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. السلام على الحسين عليه السلام وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى العقيلة زينب وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلوات. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Holy Quran, تلك الدار الآخرة نجعلها للذين لا يريدون علوا في الأرض ولا فسادا والعاقبة للمتقين. صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق النبي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. The subject of today, my dear brothers and sisters, is, now I don't know if you guys know what's the meaning of aqibat bikhair. That means the end is flourishing, the end is successful. And really, brothers and sisters, the end is what's important. It doesn't matter what the person had done during the steps, but the result of that work. I'm not talking about materialistic things, I'm talking about work. The result of the work is what's extremely important. Now, from this perspective, I want you to understand that the subject of tonight is what is the aqibah of us? And to be aware and put that in front of you and go forward. If you think about the aqibah or the end or the result, you'll see nothing else is important. Everything else is kind of irrelevant. If you are going toward your goal, if you are going to go, the aim is right there, the achievement is right there, really it doesn't matter. In the process, alaykum salam rahmatullah, that even if you, for instance, hit a stone, say it's okay, you take that stone away, you go forward. If you fell down, say okay, it's all right. You know, in the battle of Uhud, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, salawat, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. He achieved only a small amount of winning, and then the enemies attacked back. It did not stop Rasulullah and the Muslims from continuing the walk, from continuing toward their aim. And look today, you see, mashallah. So the point that I'm trying to make, brothers and sisters, nobody has the 100% assurance that my end is good. I am going to, maybe, God forbid, I will not be aqibat bikhair. When I'm speaking of not aqibat bikhair, now I try to tell you what Allah said in the Holy Quran about a person who stood up. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said he was wali, he was one of the great people of Allah. And then in the morning, he was Ahli Jannat, from among the people of heaven. And at night, he was Ahli Jahannam. He was at night, he was the people among the people of hell. Ya subhanallah. You know? Speaking, all of you know, who is God's curse be upon him? Who is Shimr? Shimr ibn Diljawshan. You knew that few years when he was with Amir Mu'minin, he was a soldier in Amir Mu'minin's army. You know that, and in the army, he got injured. I guess probably either was something, he got injured. Can you imagine if, let's say, he was injured with a spear or with an arrow, and the arrow, instead of it hit his hand, it says, if it was a little bit this way and it hit his heart, do you know that today we were praising him? And instead of saying la'anat, but Josh, Shimr bin Dil Jawshan, we were saying, oh, he's a martyr. See, brother, the the goal is to be aqibat bikhair, not to be aqibat bishar. Look what happened to her. And not only that, even Umar ibn Sa'd, and a lot of people. Usually when the people get up in the morning, they don't, but this is what I'm trying to make you all, everybody aware. I want everybody to pay attention. Ya Allah, don't let me go out of the path of Sirati Mustaqim. Another story is, his name is Bal'am bin Ba'ura. Who has been Bal'am bin Ba'ura? This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about Bal'am. He said, "Watlu," and tell them. But is that important? Tell them means make tilawat, means let them remember, you know, tilawat. Quran, you make tilawat, right? Watlu alayhim. Tell them about Naba. Naba, see in Arabic, we have khabar, which is something small. Well, I was hungry, I ate. That's khabar. Okay, I drove to this place. But Naba, something big. That thing fell down, flood came. That's Naba, something big. Watlu alayhim Naba alladhi, the one, and tell them about the Naba of the one that we gave them our ayat. فَانْسَلَخَ مِنْهَا. He got out of it. فَأَتْبَعَهُ الشَّيْطَانِ. Shaitan came, controlled him. فَكَانَ مِنَ الْغَاوِينَ. He was among the غاوين, going with shaitan. What is the story? The story, my dear brothers and sisters, is this, that Bal'am bin Ba'ura, he was among Abid Bani Israel. He was among the Ubbad Bani Israel. In the process, he was worshipping more and more. And brothers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you, the more you worship, the more, you know, just like work. You go to work, if you work 10 hours, you have 2 extra hours more than 8, right? If you decided, no, I'm going to go home at 6, you get paid for 6 hours. If you work 8, you get 8 hours. You get 10 hours. This guy became Abid Bani Israel. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him mustajab da'awat. You know, the one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer his prayers, your prayers through him. You go, Imam, please, you know, just like Abu Fazl Abbas for us, you know. You go and say, please pray for me. And he says, okay, I'll pray for you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer your prayers through that person. After all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is experienced. Allah is alim, with knowledge. He had doors for things. So life will go on. You see, Allah is capable of doing anything, you know, but He had set up rules for us. And we have to follow that rules. You know, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, this, you know, He called it sunnah. This is sunnat Allah. وَلَن تَجِدَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ تَبْدِيلًا. So this is the sunnah, that we should need each other and go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He became, Bal'am bin Ba'ura became that great in Allah's eyes. So for those who came new, my dear brothers and sisters, the subject tonight is aqibat bikhairi, is that you achieve, inshallah, after a very long, healthy life, inshallah ta'ala, you achieve success. You achieve the final test to Allah, that you go to heaven. This is called aqibat bikhair. Once you have that one, your aqibat is khair. If you don't have, it is not. It's God forbid, God. It's not aqibat bikhair, it's aqibat bishar. God forbid, you know? So, Bal'am bin Ba'ura, he was abid until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Musa. Musa in ibadat was way higher. In thriving, he was much higher. So Allah chose him as a Nabi, as a prophet. And matter of fact, he is one of the prophets of Ulil Azm. Means that among 24,000 prophets, he was among the 5 persevered. You see? What happened to Bal'am bin Ba'ura? He was overcome with jealousy. He became jealous. How come? People are going to him rather than coming to me. See? Subhanallah. So, he was among the heaven people. He was among the people that if he would have died before that, he would have gone to heaven. Ya subhanallah. You know? But Musa came. The government people went to him saying, what is this? You are mustajabi da'wat. You have to go and use your, what's called Ismi Azam. You guys know what Ismi Azam is, right? Ismi Azam is the name that if you swear Allah by it, Allah will move a mountain from here, puts it there for you. You know, look what Musa did. Salamullah alayhi. You know, he knew the secrets. And if you know it too, because as I said, Allah has a sunnah. Allah has a way of life. So he was going to do that by the command of the people who, God forbid, they bought him, you know. And it went through his head. He, subhanallah. But see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send you warnings, will send us warnings, brother. You know, it's not that Allah doesn't love us. No, He loves us. He rode his, sorry to say the word, his animal, let me put it that way. He rode his animal. He started going to the mountain, to the certain place that he goes down there and he uses his tactics and Ismi Azam. As he was going there, suddenly he realized that his donkey, his animal, did not move, stopped over there. Move, it doesn't move. Move, it doesn't move. He started hitting the animals, it didn't move. Ya subhanAllah, he started hitting harder and harder and harder. It didn't move. Finally, Allah made this animal miraculously talk. Allah wants to save us. Allah wants to save him. He said, Balaam, you know, when an animal talks, you know that it's a miracle of Allah. He said, Balaam, do you know what you're doing? You are going to make dua on Musa. Do you know who is Musa? I don't care. I am somebody, he is somebody. And he started hitting and hitting and hitting the donkey until the donkey died. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of the killing of an innocent animal, Allah sent something and he got killed. You see, subhanAllah. So as a punishment to what he did. You see, ya subhanAllah, brothers, no, we do not have a guarantee that we will go to heaven. You see? Subhanallah. As we spoke about Shimr, irhamkumullah. We spoke about, and many people. Same thing happened to them. You know, in the morning is one section in the other. So what I'm trying to say is be very aware of your actions. One of them is not to have shak. Now let me tell you another word of shak. Now, it is these shaks that will reduce your level of iman. It makes you lower and lower and lower. You know Ibn Abbas? You guys know Ibn Abbas? Ibn Abbas is the one that was the student of Amir al-Mu'mineen. You see? When it was time for Imam Hussein, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, to go to Karbala, he came into the picture. Imam Hussein, where are you going? He said, well, see, this is the issue. We have to know who is our master. You know why Abu al-Fazl Abbas is Abu al-Fazl Abbas? Because truly speaking, he never had a doubt, even split of a second. That's it. Imam Hussein said, throw yourself in the whatever. I go throw myself in the whatever. You see? He never made shak. He never doubted. This is my master. This is Imam, this is Masoom, this is the link, this is the Khalifa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is how we have to act with wasila to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Ibn Abbas, when he saw, where are you going? Well, Ibn Abbas, I have my duties. He said, listen, this is Yazid with thousands of people in the army. You know? He said, this is Mashiach of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, okay, if you have to go, why you take the children? Why the ladies? Why the sisters? You know, these are little ones. Subhanallah. Do you know that he did that? What did he lose? Fine, he did not become the highest in Jannat, like Abul Fazl, right? Okay, go to heaven. At least you didn't go to fight, you didn't go to Karbala. But he stood up and stood in front of Imam Hussein, and Imam Hussein is the master. You know that today's in the army, they do that. They do. I mean, if someone went against their superior, they wouldn't let him. You see, they said, no, they prison him, matter of fact, sometimes, you see. Let me give you another story. Imam Sadiq, salawat, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. One day he was sitting down and he was seeing the rise of the Abbasids and the fall of the Ma'awids and so forth. And at that time, he went to the Imam. He said, oh Imam, he said, yeah. So why don't you rise? You are the Imam, you are the Khalifa, you are the Masoom, you are. Imam knew. See, when Imam rises, he knows. When he doesn't, he knows. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, he said, these two, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, Imaman, if they rose or they sat down, in qama wa in qa'ada. You see? Imam Jawad Al-Ansari was sitting down. This guy was giving advice. Astaghfirullah, you know. Just like your 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-olds coming and giving advice to his professional father, you know, in whatever it is, you know, it's his field, whether it's a position, whether he's something. He's coming and said, oh, Imam, why don't you rise? Why don't you do this? Imam politely answered. He said, well, listen, if I had 40 good people, I would have rose. You know. I said, what do you mean by 40 people? In my town, there's about 1,500. In this town, there's about 3,000. In this town, he was speaking. Suddenly, Imam, what did he do? He went ahead, he turned the oven on, and it became very hot. He said, so-and-so. He said, yes, master. He said, go jump in this tanur. You know what tanur is? Tanur is oven? Yeah. Go jump in it. Imam, you want me to jump in this tanur, in this oven? But it's flaming hot. It is, you know, it wouldn't take, subhanAllah, as he was resisting and fighting and saying, oh Imam, how can I, how could I, what should I? You know, a mu'min came in. When a mu'min came in, he said, so-and-so. He said, yes, sir. He said, jump in the oven, in the tanur. Yes, sir. He went and he jumped in the tanur. He put the lid. Imam, this is Imam, salamullah ala Imam. He took the lid, he covered the tanur. The other guy was really, and he was burning more because, oh Imam, he's inside, let's catch up. Maybe if we got him out, maybe, you know, he will do this, he will, you know, and he was very calmly sitting down, you know. Until he thought that that's it. I mean, who can stay in the oven from, flaming fire is coming out. Subhanallah, that's it. He should be dead by now. So the Imam went ahead. He took the lid. The guy, like Ibrahim's fire, He said, he got out. He said, this is what I mean. I need people like this. I don't need people to stand up in my nose. I don't want people like the Sahaba of Imam Hassan. Astaghfirullah. It's not a matter of names. It's a matter of the issue. Is this how our heart is with Imam Hussein, inshallah? If this is our heart with Imam Hussein, sure we are khatima. Our aqibat khair. Inshallah. And that's why we come here. And that's why, brother, I said this the first night. And I'm going to say it tonight again. My dear brothers and sisters, you see, please try to bring someone with you. The issue is way beyond looking at the speech in the internet. But today, you put somebody from Pakistan, you listen to him. Put somebody from India, somebody down there. It's internet, right? Today, the whole world is the village. It's a village, It's a village these days. Just like you call someone and he hear you in the next door, same thing. We talk to each other, you see. But the point is to come. The point is that shaking hands with your brother. The point is when you sit and pray, taqabbalallah. To me, astaghfirullah, maybe my prayers is nil and void. Astaghfirullah. Yeah, Allah knows. Allah knows. If I prayed right, if I pray wrong, it's just like your little 4 or 5 year old when he goes to school and the teacher shows him how to draw, right? He takes his drawing, proudly come to his father, mother, right? Mommy, this is what I draw. Not to you, what is that drawing? What is our prayer to Allah? This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the most knowledgeable. This is the creator. In one body, and of course we have physicians, God bless them, inshallah ta'ala. There's about 12 million trillion cells just in this one body. Trillions of cells. They said that 350 trillion cells and just in this head. Allah deals with each one of these individually. You see, so, subhanallah. And now I pray 2 rak'ah and I stand up. Ya Allah, I prayed 2 rak'ah. So don't be proud. Don't. Ya Allah. If your brother, after the namaz, taqabbal Allah, do you know what it means? Allah said, I'm generous. Make qabul, no matter how he prayed. See, brothers, this is the importance of these places, Imam Barghaz. Otherwise, just let's close everything. Why? Because you have internet. Okay, you have internet, but internet, you see everything in it. You see good, you see bad. To me, and I tell everybody, when you listen to an advice, nasihat, when you listen to the nasihat of a good person that comes out of his heart, that will affect you because he's sincere. But if you listen to nasihat of a person that there is something behind it, that is just like dirty water. He cleaned it, So the words will not have that effect for you. So, inshallah, brothers and sisters, if you guys can, go. And said, if you want to be a better khatima, your life, have a better khatima bi khair, come, do something. Serve. Today I saw my dear brother, God bless him, he made the place clean. You see, so you came here, you even don't know who he is. You see, you come and the place is clean, mashallah. You know, good. You don't know what goes behind. There are some people, they serve like khadim, you know. And that's what we are. We should be khadim, inshallah ta'ala. This is an ayah, and I want you to put, this is what makes you go. Imam Hussein is one of the elements. Don't you ever deviate from him. Because, inshallah, at that time, when the angel comes, Imam Hussein if you are devoted, Imam Hussein comes to you. It is not that he only came to Ali Akbar and Habib ibn Mazahir or Zuhair ibn Qayn or Abbas, salamullah. He comes to you too. At least we have a hadith that his father comes to you too. He said it. He said, Ya Hara Hamdan, mayyamut, mot, yarani. He sees me. I come to see him. Now today, you know, since we are having these internets, it is better to imagine how can Imam comes to, let's say, 2, 3, 4, 500,000 of the, thus us dying. And if you are Shi'at Ali, he will come to your, you know, to your bed, to your deathbed, inshallah. So this is an ayah. He says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهُ ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا. Now, number one, these are the steps that you need. The steps that you need is first to make iman with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then you got to be straight. استقاموا ثم استقاموا. Okay, in other words, not to deviate, not to go. If you did, it is okay. The point is, make istighfar and come back to the road. You know, it's not that we are humans. We make mistakes. And Allah is Rahim, is Kareem, right? Allah forgives. He knows. You know, we have a lot of bad characteristics with us. You know, like, you know, we need a lot of things. So we deviate, we come back. Istiqamat. We have istiqamah. تَتَنَزَّلُ عَلَيْهِمُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ. If you become better and better and better, brothers, yesterday I said, 3 will talk to you continuously. 1 is Allah through malaika, and 1 is shaitan, you know, through his soldiers. And 1 is your own self, nafs. With your nafs, lean toward the malaika, and you go. You think Imam Abu al-Fadl Abbas, he did not have shaitan? Yes, but he never even, you know, mal'oon, go away from it. So, تتنزل على ملكه. Don't be afraid. ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا وأبشروا بالجنة. Have glad tidings to the heaven, and you will be among the successful ones, inshallah. الذي توعدون. So these are few steps. Istiqamah with Ahl Bayt, because these are the ones that they came with us. Inshallah, brother, I try to finish up as quick as I can. Okay. Brothers, it doesn't matter how old are you. You see? If you guys remember the first day I spoke about Ali Azhar, we spoke about the baby of the battle. Okay? And we spoke that he was holding his sister, crying. Abu al-Fadl came and said something in his ears. If you guys remember this, you know. And he said, Abdullah Radiya, Ali Azhar, if you don't come, you will lose your position in Karbala. And they saw him let his hands go. Alaykum as-salam rahmatullah. He let his hands go. And he went to Karbala. See, nobody will take you by force. When Imam Hussein, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, in the day of Karbala, he looked right. He saw all of his companions, ashab, are on the ground. They are dead. He looked left. They are all dead. Even The holder of the flag, holder of liwa, Abbas, is on the ground. Allahu Akbar. Who is another soldier? Who is the one that can prove that these people are bad? It was Abdullah al-Radi'. He went and he saw Abdullah al-Radi' out of thirst. He was shivering. You know, you've seen a bird sometimes. Ya subhanallah. You see, Zainab is holding Abdullah al-Radi', doing like this, right and left, right and left. But what would a cradle do at this moment? It's thirst. His mother, she doesn't have milk to give the baby. What can they do? And this is a baby. Those ladies who have babies, mashallah, last night somebody came with a 2-month-old, 3-month-old. I have a 2-month-old. Ya subhanallah, a grand. Ya Allah. He took the baby in his hand. He went toward the hard-hearted soldiers. Ya subhanallah. He said, oh, you people, you're fighting with me. I'm fighting with you. What do you guys have with this little innocent masoom baby? This is a baby. This is only a few months old. This is a 6-month-old baby. If you're afraid that I may drink the water, take him, give him water, and give him back. You see? As he was giving the advice to these bad people, what did one of them say? Suddenly, Umar ibn Sa'd, he realized that, well, some people are becoming a little bit more emotional. He said, Ya subhanallah, la ilaha illallah. Truly, my dear brothers and sisters, when somebody's heart is black, it is dark. It is dark. He said, we have to chop this issue out. Ya Allah. Harmala, you guys know who he is. He realized, this is my time. He put an arrow in his bow and arrow. He was a bow in his arrow. And he realized as Imam Hussein was holding the baby, and the baby was like, can you imagine a fish, my dear brothers and sisters? You know, fish, right when he comes out of the water, you see him move fast. The baby had reached a point where he could not even move. He was that thirsty. Ya subhanallah. As he was telling the people, do something for the baby. Ya subhanallah, the wind came and it took a little bit of the cover of the neck of Abdullah al-Radi'. The cursed person. He put the arrow in the bow and arrow, he put it in his hand, and he threw the arrow, and it went into the neck of Abdullah al-Radi'. Immediately, the baby held his father. Blood started gushing out. Ya Allah, Imam Hussein, out of fear that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take the people out, he took the water, to put the blood, he threw it to the sky, not to hit the ground, because the angels were angry. ربنا, he said, رضا بقضائك وتسليما لأمرك. This is what Imam Hussein was. Salamullah alayk ya Sayyid al-Shuhada. And that was the last soldier of Karbala before Sayyid al-Shuhada, that he is gone. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا آل محمد أي منقلب سينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. Ya Allah, oh Lord, بإمام حسين يا بأبو الفضل بعبد الله الرضيع, Ya Allah, give us your straight path. Let us be more educated in our fiqh, in our usul, in our deen. Ya Allah. Ya Allah, protect our children. Let our children be the Rasul for your Risala, the continuation of the Risala of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, of Amir al-Mumineen, of Imam Hassan, of Imam Hussein, of Al-Hujjah, Ajjalallahu ta'ala Faraj Sharif. Oh Ya Allah, give everybody who's sick, grant him health, grant him wealth, grant him long life, insha'Allah ta'ala, on your way with your istiqamah, insha'Allah ta'ala. Give those people who are trying their best. And ya subhanallah, believe me, brothers and sisters, I see them. I've been to, Allah blessed me with many, many, many centers. I see that a lot of people, they use the center as a way of, I'm big, I'm great. The people of here are down to earth. Please understand each other. They are humble. Their intention is, bidun shak, the Imam Barga. So Imam Hussein's name will be risen, inshallah. Please give him strength, give him money, give him wealth, so they will be successful in spreading the faith of the truth that we have, inshallah ta'ala. And finally, for the sake of all of your deceased fathers, mothers, and my mother and father, may Allah bless you all, inshallah. And the ones who are established this Imam Barga, let's read loud salawat and then Fatiha. Allahumma salli.
The reason Sheikh finished a few minutes early, because we have our youngsters, they have been practicing Nauha, and they like to recite Nauha in front of us. So Sister Rafsa, please bring your students, and Sister Zeba and Sister Robab, all of you, please come on this side, you can come. And when they recite, we'll stand and do Matam.
Come here. इधर आ. Come here.
What are you doing? Why are you pushing me? No. What are you doing?
Is here.
Yeah, go away. No, over there. Go back. Come on.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna put this up. Camera's over there.
Mola Haq Imam Ya Hasan Ya Hussein. Mola Haq Imam Ya Hasan Ya Hussein. Mola Haq Imam Ya Hasan Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Oh our Imam, you were alone. Oh our Imam, you were alone. In Karbala, courage was shown. In Karbala.
Let's make dua for all our children by reciting a very loud Nara Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.